Hi, I'm Tom Field, Senior Vice President of Editorial with Information Security Media Group. I'm talking about the evolution of data protection. It's my pleasure to be speaking with Dave Karp. He's Chief Product Officer with Digital Guardian. Dave, thanks so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
So we hear a lot in the industry questioning sort of the need for traditional DLP. I'm going to stop you and ask you first to define what would traditional DLP be.
Yeah, well, that's a great question because as Digital Guardian, I would say we've defied traditional DLP since the inception of the company, and we've been going about 15 years now. Typically, most of our customers and prospects think of traditional DLP as either a outdated legacy network solution that was designed to address a regulatory compliance requirement, so it became a check in the box. And then as they try to expand those technologies to the endpoints, they focus a little bit more on removable media, a little less on complete and total visibility, which you can't do data security without having complete and total visibility.
One thing we've seen especially with the advent of GDPR, that's made data protection really take the front seat here, is you hear about a evolution of data loss prevention. What do you see as key drivers behind this evolution?
Yeah, I think it's about having a data-centric security approach. So you have to first establish a program. You have to commit to the program. From a technology perspective, you need to continue to extend beyond just the collection of information, the data discovery and analysis, which trips up a lot of companies. They spend way too much time, unfortunately, having to do that. Get a little more focused on the point of risk, where you're dealing with the data, the systems and the users that are interacting with that information. Bring it back to a level of risk. You need some risk awareness, which I think has been lacking in the traditional DLP space, and extend beyond the insider threat, which is the other place that data loss prevention has been focused on. Start to become aware of and understand the external adversary is equally interested in doing something and gaining access with your data, right? So you have to be balanced about your ability to understand and protect from the malicious insider, the accidental insider, right, and then extend that out and make sure you have some awareness and understanding of the adversaries who are also looking to steal your data.
Dave, to this point we've talked about the trends mostly. Let's talk about the technologies. What are some of the solutions you're offering your customers, and give us some of the key benefits that you're deploying to them?
Sure. So we probably easiest start at the network layer. We do have network technologies that do discovery. So we're discovering technology. We have protection capabilities at the gateway and as well as both at the web as well as email gateway. We have cloud-based discovery and remediation capabilities. We can reach out and make sure that we can run through the network, crawl it, find your sensitive data, protect it from leaving throughout those gateways, and then bring it back to the endpoint where we have expansive coverage across Windows, Mac, and Linux technologies. We have VDI capabilities as well, and that's where we truly focus on our expansive classification capabilities. So we look at content-based inspection, which is, I would say, more in the traditional sense. We do context-based classification, and that is truly unique in our space. So we're looking at every system, every user behavior, every access to data, collecting that information, processing that information, usually in a heuristic manner to determine the sensitivity of that information. We have a user-based classification capability, and you have to surround all of that with a set of flexible controls. The controls are the most key piece to this. Classify, understand, provide some level of protection or prevention, and the controls become key to this across the board.
So last question for you. We're talking about an enterprise class data protection platform. What are the types of organizations that are ideal for this level of solution?
Yeah, the easy answer to this is anyone who cares about protecting their intellectual property, right, and everybody has it. So it doesn't matter the size of the organization. We see very, very small in number of users with very large portfolios in the financial services industry, all the way down to retail, public sector, whether you're talking federal or And I think anybody that's committed to trying to prevent the loss of information and control that data. We see new market opportunities exist with capabilities that extend into the EDR space, where you're starting to really have to have the tools to understand and investigate when something malicious or suspicious has occurred, even into the behavioral analytics space, where I think that's a key growth initiative, and we see those as features, right? That's part of, back to your evolution of DLP question. We see those as requirements. Customers need to start to look at and understand risk, the risk to the access of the information, and then the control of that data.
Well said. Dave Karp of Digital Guardian, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
For Information Security Media Group, I'm Tom Field. Thank you very much.